So I'm joined by this dapper-looking man here in Birmingham, in Alabama, in the South, in the U.S. Let's ask him the question on tomorrow's big day of U.S. presidential elections. It seems at the moment a neck-to-neck battle between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Nobody's ceding that space to each other. But who do you reckon is going to be the winner ultimate?
Well, I hope for this country's sake, because I know the last 4 years inflation has crippled everybody. Mortgage rates have been terrible ever since the policies of Biden-Harris. Also, this immigrant invasion and these criminals that are actually coming here, they're destroying our country. And I think, and I hope and pray that Trump wins, because if not, I fear for this country. Plus all the wars. We didn't have wars with Trump.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kamala Harris,
absolutely,
she likes to go to Pennsylvania and say she's for the Jews, but then she's for the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan. You can't have it both ways. So I hope that Trump wins for the sake of the United States and the world.
Correct. Now, I mean, of course, you have pinpointed all the strong reasons why Trump should win. But unfortunately, I believe, and I'm not too sure whether you believe or not, this country's media seems to be skewed towards Democrats for the last 10 years, or especially Jeff Bezos, Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, all these big media groups. They seem to have fingers on the pulse of only Democrats. They don't seem to be on the pulse of the sentiments of the people like you. Do you blame the media as well for what has happened?
I not only blame the media, but I blame the Democrats. And the reason why I blame the Democrats is, I believe, as Hillary Clinton called people that don't vote for her deplorables. Kamala calls Trump supporters fascists and Trump.
And then Biden calls Trump supporters garbage.
Now, when you have that kind of rhetoric against 50% of a country, we can't have a country like that. Also, remember in July 8th of this year, President Biden said we have to put a bullseye on this man. And on July 13th, that came to fruition and true. So there's only one person. I haven't seen
who's behind his killing.
Yes, I haven't seen any Democrats getting threatened or getting shot at. So if that's going to happen, I fear for a civil war in this country, because that just cannot continue. We cannot have this kind of vitriol rhetoric against one side, because eventually somebody's going to get hurt or killed, and then all bets are off.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, battleground states, 7 battleground states, the swing states hold key always for the presidential elections. Last time Georgia, he lost, but Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and a couple of other states seem to be always in favor of Republicans. What do you think went wrong last time, which Republicans are now trying to improve this time, especially in Georgia, Philadelphia, Arizona, or other states, the battleground states?
Well, the key is they're playing with playing the rules that they've been given. Get out and vote. Vote early, bank your votes, and then see what happens. I think what's most important is for this country is win, lose, or draw. I believe even if Trump wins, I think we'll have 2020 riots. There were 574 riots that were never mentioned. The only thing that we ever hear from the media is January 6th. January 6th was a sad day in America, but the reason why they rioted was Kamala Harris was encouraging rioting.
Absolutely. And she was expecting that, that he may win again.
Well, and you know what? And I would expect there to be riots.
Correct.
Because that is what the Democratic Party is. It's a party of anarchy.
Absolutely. So many people also attach violence, crime, propensity to increase crime by Democrats, which is what led to the downfall of America in the last 4 years. I mean, I don't particularly see any development. There are no subways in Wisconsin, Atlanta, anywhere, no trains coming in. Considering this country was at one time a superpower, last 4 years seem to be so much of a strong decline for this country that other countries seem to be doing better, whether it is China, Japan, or otherwise. You actually blame just Harris or even the bureaucrats, as Vivek Ramaswamy from California accuses that even the bureaucrats sitting in Washington, D.C., whether it's from CIA, FBI, or otherwise, plain bureaucrats in civil clothes, they brainwash people, they play their dirty games to keep Trump in check and not allow him to win, and also ensure that U.S. does not stay as strong as it was, so that their dependency is more.
Well, you have to understand, the only thing that has grown in this economy, when they talk about jobs, is government jobs. Government jobs are supported by the Democrats and by the unions. So that's how, if we can create more Democratic jobs, well then it makes sense to me that I can keep those votes. And it's just really kind of sad and ironic that the only jobs that have been increased under Biden-Harris are governmental jobs. So the economy is not moving up. And the biggest next financial crisis that I see is I had an interest rate of 2.87% just 3 years ago.
In the bank?
No, I'm talking about on a mortgage rate.
Right, the
at
mortgage
2.8%. And now, it's back up to 7.
Yeah.
Well, people, housing is not affordable. And, and the other thing is, too, is when the illegals get everything,
Yeah.
and our veterans and our homeless people, they get nothing. Citizens come under a Democrat, they come last.
Right. What bothers
In the
me
Democratic Party, citizens aren't first. It's the illegal immigrant. And it's the people that aren't citizens that come first. And that's a real tragedy.
and you think that what compounded further the problem ahead of elections is that just weeks before elections, many illegal immigrants came in from California borders, so much that Twitter CEO Elon Musk had to show them coming in because there were attempts by media to hide them, to conceal the facts, and so was what the Democrats as well.
Yes, we know that the reason why the invasion came, and now they want amnesty. That's not a border plan. That's not a secure plan. Even under the plan that Harris wanted 3.5 years into her administration, would allow 2.8 million people to come in. And then all of a sudden, in 4 more years, we're just going to let another 10 million people that we've given all the money to, the housing, the phones, the credit cards, but our citizens don't get anything. But those are votes that will be Democrat forever. And our country will not be a country anymore if that's allowed.
Not very often you get to see these views because the media of your country tries to hide very strongly these views.
Well, and another thing that's is really sad is somebody like me, the media likes to brand people in groups.
Yeah.
And that's what Democrats do. Well, I'm not one of their groups because number one, I'm Caucasian. Number 2, I'm a Christian. Number 3, I'm heterosexual and proud of it.
Right.
Number 4, I just don't meet their criteria. And me being a male, my gender, I'm told that I'm bad. I served my city where I worked in my state is in public safety.
Right.
I helped everybody.
No, I mean that's
I helped
patriotism.
everybody straight,
That's
gay, all
nationalism.
colors, whatever. But you know what? I'm getting told that I'm bad because God made me a male. And by the way, there are only 2 genders, male and female.
Absolutely.
I can't identify as I want to be a bird today, because if I go to the top of that building and say today I'm going to be a bird, and I jump off and fly, I'm going to die.